And look, what we want to do is to just have some fun and do a connection and to think about things. And so the first thing that we wanted to do was just kind of test out a tagline and to see what you thought about it. So here's the tagline. I'll read it to you. We gather leaders who have gone through personal transformation to learn, share, and grow together so that we can co-create an ecosystem of conscious individuals and organizations. Now, as all of you move into the platform, you'll be able to see this and you can comment on it and see whether that is a good thing to kind of be the tagline for us. And then that kind of looks like this whole issue of kind of who are we and how do we present ourselves, and how do we even talk about 10,000 Heroes? One of the things that we want to do with these videos is we want to learn to talk about 10,000 Heroes by ourselves and together, and as issues come up and as things. Remember, we're training you to be the guru, so we are welcoming you to do these videos. And if you come to Swan Tip, just count on that the video camera is going to be out and you're going to be doing your guru thing, okay? And we'll try to make sure that the sound works, okay? But we do want to talk about also kind of who we are and what we are bringing to the relationships, to our shepherdees, so that we begin to kind of look at what's really important and how do we want to make the connection, how do we want to present ourselves to them, what really becomes important in that interaction, and even the first interaction that maybe many of you have had or are going to have, but these things will play into the continued conversations anyway. But number one criteria for us in terms of the people that you're choosing is you actually have to genuinely care about them. And that means genuinely care about them, and that is a heart thing. That's a vibrational thing. And if you are not connected with the person, if you don't feel like you can create that flow of energy between the two of you, then it's likely to be the wrong person and it's not going to get into sync. It's like in coaching, we have a chemistry call, and in that chemistry call, what you do is you just kind of, you kind of meet each other, you connect. It's one of the things that we thought would be really good as you did your shepherding process, is you did our hand connect. Because as we hold hands and really kind of look into each other's eyes, we all know the power of that. We know that allows us to see kind of behind the facade of the pretense that we create, the image that we're so attached to get beyond that and connect at a much more human level. It's kind of, looking into that other person's eyes and say, hey, how are you? Are you there? and like, oh, how's your journey going? This is the way mine's going. And we have that soul connection. And that connection requires that ability to be able to connect. And it's a good way to start out. And then that hug that just tries to connect that at a heart space. I mean, I actually think that our little handshake probably will be something that will be a part of, as we grow 10,000 Heroes, a real part of the rituals that kind of hold us together. And I think it's a really powerful one. And it doesn't have to be secret. Anurag said, don't call it a secret handshake. Okay. That connection, that significance with the person that you're working with becomes really important. It's It's creating the ability to be able to speak your truth to them as it arises, not from your intellect, but from your intuition. Your intellect will tell them to do things, and your intellect will provide kind of structure, and here's what you should do. And it's the same thing. They can read it all from a book, and they've got a million places to go to get that. But what's going to be unique to 10,000 Heroes is that we're going to do this by creating a heart connection. That means that you've got to be authentic. We'll talk about, and we're going to do a video on how to be authentic and what that practice is, but that becomes really important because you have to say what it is that you feel without knowing what you're going to say. I will sometimes find myself, and a lot of you have been on the other end of this, where I'll say, that's bullshit, okay, or, you're being an asshole, all right, but I'll do that with genuine connected love in my heart, in a way that says something else, but how that's said is not determined by Brian the coach, by Brian the shepherd. It's determined by the intuitive connection that we have created. And we do it with maybe a little bit of laughter and a little sense of fun and a little sense of, wow, we're in this together. We don't have to judge anything, because we recognize in that whole process our humanity together, my humanity and your humanity. We are imperfect creatures, but we're trying to strive for something that makes us more conscious and that hurries our evolution as fellow travelers on the path together. That it's not that we're just a little bit farther along on the path and we kind of say, come on, here we go. Lend a hand. Bring them up so that they can lend a hand to somebody else.